Maxwell apples still available on request. It always fascinates me that in big cities, or even medium-sized cities like Bristol, you can travel a very short distance from one area to another and come to a completely different social and economic and cultural mix. And that's obviously the case in Bristol. Who will join me on the diesel to Easton, taking the train to Stapleton Road from Clifton Down and its bourgeois delights? It won't be the mothers with high-spec babies in high-spec buggies that crowd out the floors of Clifton's cafes and delicatessens, their designer clutch bags bulging with purpose and arnica sprays. And it won't be the shoppers with their gluten-free habits who quiz the retailers about the food history of the crisps and the flapjacks they seek to consume. They'll be lucky to get any change from a tenner as they pay for their mid-morning snacks. Who will join me on the diesel to Easton? It won't be the schoolgirls in Clifton High's tartans with push-up bras that have little to push, whose piercing voices and oh my god screeches reveal a vacuum that nature's abhorring. And it won't be the women in their Jimmy Choo shoes whose feet have been nibbled by red suckerfish as they sit for their treatment in beauty spa outlets. And it won't be the school kids with their violin cases and their perfect PowerPoint homework assignments that mummy and daddy have slaved to complete. Because when you alight at Stapleton Road, the cultures, the colours, the language, the smell invite you into a country of countries, as different from Clifton as fish is from fowl. Here the streets are a mixture of halal and rasta, Sikh and Christian, the godless as well. There are cultural centres for faiths and non-faiths. There are mosques and temples and Methodist chapels. There's a food shop that sells 6 species of yam, fish from the Ganges, rice by the sackload, fruit from Jamaica, pickles from Poland, green ladies' fingers and baskets of naan. There's no Oxfam bookshop in Stapleton Road, but a fancy goods store sells holy Qurans, prayer hats mixed in with dusters, ironing board covers and waste paper baskets. In Easton's cafes, the men sit and chatter, quite relaxed in that fleeting moment of home, sipping coffees costing half of a latte when bought in the purlieus of White Ladies Road. Who will join me on the diesel to Easton and purchase a ticket to Stapleton Road, where cultures are swirling and pennies are counted and home is Bristol and miles away? Thank you. Have we got any bird watchers in here? Ornithologists, twitchers? Disappointed. What? Sorry, that?
Nobody's admitting it.
Nobody's admitting it. No. Once bitten, twice shy. Eh? All right. Anyway, my ex-girlfriend was a twitcher with a very focused mind. From her, I learnt the mating calls of most of Earth's bird kind. But whenever I called her to mate, she was not that way inclined. She was passionate about the gannets, wood shrikes, and peewits. But whenever I got passionate, she wouldn't even let me touch her bits. She let me look at coal tits, bearded tits and blues. The only tits I never saw were hers, which left me all confused. Together we viewed egrets, cormorants and shags. In fact, the only shag we never saw was the one we never had. Her heart would race faster at the sighting of a plover, then slow to glacial when asked to be my lover. We'd spend long nights in woodland listening to nightjars. The only sound I never heard was the pinging of her bras. We'd climb the cliffs of Cornwall looking for a chuff, but when I tried to scale her cliffs, her reply was tough. So finally, I stopped seeking to build a nest with her. I've met a girl who likes tomcats and lets me stroke her fur.